Stand at the front of your mat, palms open, facing forward, fingers spread, rolling the shoulders back. Let's prepare for our practice, which is diving into Warrior Two. Set your breath in and out the nose. Go ahead and make sure the lips are sealed. Your intention is forming as I speak. Feet are hip width apart, toes spread, even weight between the feet. Even gaze between the eyes. More focus on what your third eye is sending you. And when I say third eye, I really mean your pineal gland, the neuronal messages of the pineal gland. Bring hands in prayer to your third eye center. Set that intention. Seal it with an inhale and an exhale at your own pace. We'll be exploring Warrior Two, not so much the pose, but the mechanics of it. Arms out wide as if in wingspan. Step the right foot to the back. Make sure those right toes are pointing out at an angle. Heels somewhat in line, they don't have to be. Begin to twist to the left. Keep the arms open wide. Make sure the neck is not being squeezed. This is going to move the hips slightly. And then swivel the body to the right. Now you're facing the right wall. Legs open wide, toes facing the right wall. Flip the palms up. Inhale, arms shoot up to the sky. Exhale, arms down, parallel to the mat. Begin to turn so that you're facing the front of the mat now. Turn the left toes forward. And this is the start of Warrior Two. As you can see, I'm moving my hips. Left hip back, right hip forward, shifting the weight slightly. And this is preparing me for my Warrior Two. Begin to lean forward, bend in the front knee, and step up to the front. Extended Tadasana. On the next exhale, lower the arms parallel to the mat. Wide as in wingspan. Step the left foot back, maybe a couple inches more so than a foot. As you see, left toes are pointing out at an angle, and begin to twist to the right. You're not going to make a strong, deep twist here, especially since we're just starting the practice. Swivel the body so that you're now facing the left wall completely. Wide legs. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, arms down. Adjusting the feet as needed. Turning the right foot forward, facing the front of the mat now with your gaze as well. Arms are still long. These are Warrior Two arms. Adjust the hips as needed. Right hip back, left hip forward, but do this without moving the legs or the feet. Make sure those left toes are pointing at maybe the top left corner somewhat towards the left. Make sure the gaze is just over that right hand, the middle finger, maybe ring finger. Bend in the front knee, step up to the front of the mat, extended Tadasana. Inhale, exhale, arms open wide, palms facing down, step with the right foot back, a little wider than a foot. Twist to the left. Maybe you can find a deeper twist, but keep the arms parallel the whole time. On the next inhale, swivel the body to the right, facing the right wall. Legs will open wide a little more, arms up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, arms down, parallel. Make sure you walk the feet in, toe heel walk them in, turning to the front of the mat, right toes pointing to the right, maybe the top right corner. Heels in line, gaze is set over the middle finger of that left hand. This is the gaze that you want to maintain as we enter different versions of Warrior Two. You can always turn your head towards that back hand as well to make sure they're in line, or the hand is in line with the front hand. Gaze is steady. Inhale, begin to lean forward, bend in the front knee, and step up to extended Tadasana to the front of the mat. Exhale, arms parallel again. Left foot steps to the back. Adjust the hips, adjust the feet. Make sure the toes, especially the back toes, are pointing at an angle that is good for your knee. Turn, swivel to the right without moving the lower back, without moving the legs. Next inhale, swivel all the way to the left, widen the legs. Inhale, arms open up wide, up to the sky. Fingers spread. Exhale, hands come down parallel to the mat. Shorten the distance between the feet. Turn so that you're facing the front. Right toes pointing straight ahead. Gaze is going in the same directions as the right fingers. Check that back hand and the back toes. Make sure everything is in line. This is what you're going to continue doing throughout the practice. Checking the back to make sure things are matching. And another note, be diverse with your attention. Once the hands are okay, check the feet. If the feet are okay, check the hips. The hips is okay, check the top of the head. Yes, everything about you, your aura, involves every square inch of your body. Pay attention. On the next inhale, begin to lean forward. You don't have to put a deep bend in the front knee unless you need to. Step up to the front of the mat. Extended Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, legs are straight, maybe not. Knees bent, fold. Legs are doing what they're doing. You can shake out the arms. You can fold at the elbows, opposite hands to opposite elbows. You can let the arms hang, let the head hang. Let the spine round slightly. If you do this, please bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, bend the knees, round the spine to a stand. Circle the hands up. And on the exhale, fold again. We're going to do this a couple more times. Come to your halfway lift. Arms are long, maybe the legs are a little longer. And fold. My fold fingers are going towards the back wall. Bend the knees, round the spine up to extended Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Now for your fold, you can always place your palms on tops of the thighs, the calves, or you can round the spine, top of the head, lingering towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Again, palms can go somewhere on top of the legs. And fold again. Bend the knees, round the spine, rise to a stand. Exhale, fold. Long back, even in your halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, step both feet to the back, lower knees to the ground, come into tabletop. Let's start our cat-cows. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. You know what to do here. Lifting the heart on the inhale, rounding the spine on the exhale, keeping everything in line. Again, be diverse with your attention and your focus. Once the shoulders are okay, focus on the feet, then focus on the hips, then focus on the rounding of the spine, the flexion of everything. Let's stand on the knees once you're finished with your cat-cows. And go ahead and step the right foot out towards the right wall, extending that leg. Point the toes up to the ceiling. Make sure the heel is in line with the left knee. Begin sliding the right hand down the right leg towards the right toes. Left arm reaches up to the sky. On the exhale, bend sideways towards those right toes. Release and come into a modified child's pose. Simply keep the legs as they are. The right leg is still extending out towards the right. Now those right toes may point towards the front wall. You can set the elbows on blocks, or you can bring the forehead all the way down to the ground. Left heel lifts up, or left toes flat on the mat. You choose. Lift yourself up. Release that extended right leg. Bring it next to the left knee into child's pose, normal child's pose. You do your own version. Get comfortable. Hands move forward, releasing yourself from child's pose. Stand up on the knees. Extend the left foot out to the left. Toes point up. Heel somewhat in line with the right knee this time. Slide the left hand down. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Exhale for your gate pose. Reaching that right hand over towards the left toes. Now, you're not going to make a deep bend. It's going to be a slight bend, just reaching for the toes. Inhale, reach up to the sky, releasing from that, but keep the legs exactly as they are. On the next exhale, come into your child's pose, elbows on the blocks or not. Make sure those left toes shift so that they're pointing towards the front now. This gives relief to the knee joint, making sure you're not snapping anything out of place. Find your child's pose. You will find yourself lifting up, releasing that extended left leg to meet the right knee so that you can come into a normal child's pose. Take one deep, energizing breath. Fill your back body. And on the exhale, drop deeper. Release from child's pose into upward facing dog, knees down, feet a little wider than hip width apart, just 1 to 2 micro inches. Arms extended, palms pressing firmly. Stamp the balls of the feet into the mat. Lift the knees up, lift the hips up. Start to move slowly into down dog. Slowly, knees still bent, head coming towards the mat, arms are long, palms pressing, thumbs, forefingers are strong, and then the legs begin to extend a little bit, inch by inch by inch. Thighs, the backs of the thighs pointing, shooting straight for the back wall. Now you've entered down dog. Heels have descended to where they can. Shoulders roll towards the back. Drop the knees down anytime you need. I'm showing you quickly that you can go into child's pose whenever you like for the duration of this practice. That is your second sanctuary. Your first home, down dog. You're walking your dog out, bending one knee, then the other knee, maybe bending both knees, bringing the chest closer to the thighs, and then straightening the legs again. Maybe you bend the elbows slightly, roll the shoulders towards the glutes up and back, and then straighten the arms again. Work out your down dog. Inhale, right heel or right toes up to the sky for your 3-legged. Make sure that left heel lifts up as much as it needs to lift the right leg. Exhale, knee to the forehead, round the spine slightly. Make sure the hips are not raised. And then softly set that right foot between the hands. Softly, not a hard step. Wiggle the toes forward so that you give your leg some space. Hands to the inside. We're going to prepare for lizard here. Arms may extend. Maybe the hands will top of blocks, maybe not. Make sure that back knee is down as well. Back toes do what they do that is comfortable for you. What I'm doing for my lizard, I'm just simply pressing my palms into the mat, resting my back leg down and dropping my hips as much as I need and can and am willing, since this is my first lizard. Lift the hips up, right hand shifts to the outside of the right leg, straighten that front leg, make sure the hips are above the back knee, and let's fold the body. Let's come into a halfway split. Okay, making sure the toes point up, those front toes, and the forehead comes as close as it can to the ground, to the shin. Release, bend in the front knee, pick up the back knee. Now you're in a lunge position, both hands to the inside of the right leg. Making sure that back heel is high. Feel the lengthening of that back leg. You're going to place a lot of focus on the back leg because it is going to be your stabilizer in Warrior 2 variations. Setting the back heel down so that the left toes are facing directly to the left wall. Right toes facing directly the front wall. Left hand on left hip. Right hand on a block or not. To the inside of that right leg and begin to look up. Left hand reaches up to the sky, maybe. Side angle. Looking down, sideways or up. Find a place for your gaze. Keep it unsteady, unmoving. This is how you learn discipline in all areas of life, through the gaze. That's just one way. Maybe the arm shifts overhead so that the arm is in line with the ear at an angle. So long line from left fingers to left toes. Adjust as needed. Just make sure you are stamping firmly in that back heel. I'm telling you, that is your stabilizer. Pay attention to that back leg. We're staying here for a while, building the strength in the legs, building the necessary attention to Warrior 2 shape. You may half bind with that top hand, bringing the left hand, the top hand, to come on top of the right thigh if you're half binding. Your choice. Now, if you have a set of blocks, I strongly encourage you to use them. Take one block and make your way step up into a half moon pose. Simply stepping so that you are standing firmly directly on the right leg. Left leg lifts up high behind you, toes pointing still to the left wall. So you're just simply shifting from side angle straight into half moon, just stepping up. Left arm up to the sky, heart shines forward and out to the left. It's more so shifting that left hip towards the front and down, right hip down and back. Carefully with left hand on hip or not, you'll step that top left foot towards the back of the mat into triangle. So the left toes are pointing out at an angle, maybe towards the top left corner, right hand on block or not to the inside of the right leg, which is straight. Left hand up to the sky. Remember those hip movements we were doing in the beginning. The right hip is moving back. The left hip is moving forward. Now, this may require you to do this by moving the legs as well, depending on how wide your legs are. Set your gaze. Left heel and the right heel, maybe they're in a line, maybe they're not. Just make sure the hips are in good alignment here. Top hand may bind halfway on top of the right thigh. So left hand on top of right thigh, if you so choose. Now stay in triangle. I'm going to show you something very quickly. For those who want to go straight to down dog without all the fancy schmancy things, just simply set the hands down, knees down, move through child's pose into down dog. For those who are in triangle and you want the full set, just go ahead and release from triangle, both hands to the inside. Step into plank pose, floating the right foot back, three-legged plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, arms along, legs along. Exhale, right into down dog, rolling over the tops of the toes once you reach the top. Wiggle, wiggle, finesse your way into the down dog shape that you ideally want to take for your body. Muscles are working, everything is engaged. This is a very energizing practice. And this is wonderful for losing weight as well. Left leg lifts up to the sky. Inhale, three-legged dog. Reaching it high as it can go. Exhale, knee moves through to the chest, towards the forehead. Rounding the spine in your plank, three-legged plank. And then softly, quietly, like a ninja in the night, step that left foot between the hands. And then set the back knee down, both hands to the inside of the left foot, coming into your preferred lizard. Arms are extended or elbows bent down towards the mat, maybe on the mat. Hips are descending as if gravity put on a few more pounds. Give yourself relief from lizard, going straight into half Hanumanasana. Half split pose, hips over the back knee, left leg is straight. You're folding over that left leg, toes pointing up, fingers reaching forward, or elbows may bend at the left knee, as this may give some of us an easier fold. The weight shifts forward, hands come to the inside of the front foot, pick up the back knee into a lunge position. Make sure the left foot walks over to the left a little bit to give your torso, the arms some space. Back heel lifts high. Begin to bring awareness to the back leg, actually, because this is where the power begins. Set the back heel down, right toes pointing directly to the right, left toes pointing directly forward. Left knee above left ankle. Everything is in line here. Think alignment all over. Left hand to the inside on block or not. Right hand up to the sky on the next inhale. It may stay here straight up or go overhead the ear at a diagonal angle. Straight line from fingers to toes. Back heel stamps strongly. We're going to be here for some time, so get comfortable. Make sure that front thigh is not slumping. You're going to feel a lot of muscular work there. So stay relaxed in the mind as the body works. For those who'd like, half bind. Top hand goes on top of the front thigh behind you, as you can clearly see from this angle if you're watching me. For those who may not be able to enter this pose as of yet, just simply bring the palm to the lower back. And final exhale. Let's release side angle pose. Keep the shape of the legs. Let's use a block. Left hand on the block and step up to half moon pose. With that right leg lifting up high, right toe still pointing to the right wall. Right hand on the right hip, lift that leg a little higher, making sure top hip goes forward and down as the bottom hip goes down and back. This will give some semblance of half moon. Right arm up to the sky, heart opens, left toes are spread as that foot holds all of the weight as possible, though the quads are working to stabilize the ankle and the knee. Carefully, slowly, softly step that top foot to the back of the mat in triangle pose, a wide step. Make necessary adjustments to the hip as needed. Make sure you separate the feet where needed so your hips have space. Bottom hand to the inside of the leg, top hand to the sky, or half bind, bringing that top hand on top of the front thigh, that left quad. Or maybe I should say quads. Now, this is an easier position to go into a half bind. So if this works for you, try it out. Releasing triangle, take your necessary journey back to down dog. Coming with me, hands down to the inside of the front leg. Let's step into three-legged plank, floating that left leg back. Exhale, Chaturanga. You'll take your upward facing dog, looking forward or up. And on the exhale, you'll move your body straight back to down. Catch yourself again. At this point, our breathing has more turned into an affair. So take control of it. Inhale, right leg up to the sky, three-legged. Exhale, slowly move knee towards forehead, rounding the spine as you roll into a three-legged plank. And softly, gently, slowly step that right foot between the hands, wiggling the foot forward. Set the back heel down, coming straight into side angle pose, extending that arm, the top arm, left arm up to the sky, and then reaching it overhead, the ear towards the front wall. Half bind with that top arm if you'd like. Bottom hand on fingertips or on a block. We're going to move into another phase of this practice, including Warrior 2. So set the mind on the hips. Releasing side angle pose. Back arm pulls back. Front arm extends. Lift the torso, straighten the front legs, stand. Keep the legs as they are. As we were doing in the beginning, gaze is forward. Check that back arm, making sure everything is straight and in line with the front arm. And begin to bend in the front knee. Left toes are still looking left. Maybe the left toes are coming somewhat facing towards the front of the mat, but still mainly facing left. Make sure the heels are in line or not. Settle into your Warrior 2. Front knee above front ankle. Move as much as you need, adjust as much as you need. This is your mat, this is your space. Make time and make space to enter your ideal Warrior 2, where you are challenged yet relaxed. It's possible. The muscles can work. The cardiovascular system does indeed function at a rate which feels like you're working out, but you can still relax. You got to use your mind. You're taking your breaths, which are steady inhales and exhales. They match each other. The back heel is strong. The arms are really, really working. I'm pretty sure you're feeling some muscular heat there, because by this point, I was. And release. Both hands to the inside of the front leg. Back knee sets down. Lizard. We're kind of going backwards this round, but we're still hitting all the major points that help you enter a deeper warrior two. For this lizard, I'm bringing my elbows to the mat and I'm picking my back heel up. I'm walking my right foot out to the right a little bit just to give my torso space, but the knee is still making somewhat contact with the shoulder, the right shoulder. So this is my version of lizard. You can enter the same. You may go a little deeper. You may go a little lighter. Releasing yourself from lizard pose and straightening that front leg into half Hanumanasana, half split, folding. Maybe you'll find a deeper fold here, and I'm pretty sure you will, and you do, and you are, because every time you get on the mat and you use your breath, there's always an opportunity in the body to go deeper. When you apply intention and attention, it is inevitable. Releasing yourself from half Hanumanasana, bringing both blocks into play and stepping up into a warrior three prep. From here, begin to turn towards the left wall, using a block or not. Left hand on the left hip and come into your half moon pose. Simply left leg lifting up high, left toes facing the left wall as we were doing before. Lengthen in all directions, all limbs. Your balance is strong and steady. Stay here or bend the top knee, grabbing the ankle, pulling it towards the glute. See how that feels? Some of us may go a little deeper by bending the right elbow, bringing the head closer to the ground as you hold the left ankle. Wherever you are, release. Slowly, using your block or not. Maneuver so that you step that top foot down towards the back of the mat into a triangle pose. Simply just move the leg down. Foot stamped, triangle. You don't have to reach the torso up. You don't have to come to a stand. Just slide right into triangle. Top arm overhead the top ear, fingers pointing to the front wall or not. Using a block or not. Hand to the inside or the outside. Back heel is stamped. Remember, I want you to pay more attention to that back heel than the front heel, because the front heel is easy to do. That back heel, it sets your triangle. Top hand, half bind, maybe not. Sigh of relief as we release. Hands come to the inside. Bend in that front knee. Float the leg back. Three-legged plank. Right leg lifts. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Moving back to down dog. Some of us may already be in down dog by now. Maybe some of us are in child's pose. Hey, who knows? We're all on different paths here. Do your thing. From down dog, lift high the left leg, inhale, belly button to spine. Belly button to spine with each exhale. And on the next exhale, knee moves through towards the forehead, rounding the spine in plank pose, letting that foot not touch the ground, and then go ahead and slowly, gently set that foot down between the hands. Come straight into side angle pose. Left hand to the inside or the outside. For this flow, I've been setting a theme by placing my hand to the inside of the thigh. Top arm is towards the sky or is going overhead towards the front wall. Remember, that back heel receives all of my attention once everything else is set. You may go into a half bind here as well with the top hand on top of the left thigh. We release our version of extended side angle pose. Let's straighten that front leg. Both arms are straight as we were doing in the beginning of this practice, and lift up. Torso long, legs are long. Set the back heel. Make sure the back toes are pointing towards the right or the top right corner, somewhere between there. Begin to bend in that front knee. Both arms are parallel as they can get. You may have to walk that front foot forward a little bit more to enter your warrior two. Some of us may have a protracted warrior two, which means feet are closer together. Just always make sure that front knee does not go over that front ankle, because this could definitely damage that front ankle and the knee. Be careful. Gaze is set. Torso is not slumping. Shoulders are not slumping. There is intention in every square inch of your body. Even the glutes are working. Let nothing go astray when it comes to your focus. Everything matters. Stay and breathe. You found your hold of Warrior 2. Keep that. Hands swivel, windmilling them down towards the mat to the inside. We're coming into lizard pose now. Back knee down or up. Set yourself up for lizard. Elbows down, maybe not. You choose. Just remember, the point of lizard is to gravitate the hips towards earth. Make sure that front knee is not compromised, nor the back heel. Come back to your intention, come back to your mind, and breathe. Releasing lizard, lifting up for half Hanumanasana, and we're moving from lizard to half split, using these two poses as a release for the thighs and the hips, for the quads, especially when we're in Warrior 2, and your quadriceps are really, really, really working. So give yourself a good stretch here in half split. Releasing yourself from half split, using your blocks to step up into a Warrior 3 prep. Body is long from top of the head to the sole of the foot, that lifted foot. Right hand on right hip, left hand to a block or the ground. Turn the body so that you are in half moon now. The heart shines towards the right wall. Right hand reaches up, and you can stay here, adjust the hips and the legs, reaching in every direction like you're pulling for your life something towards you with all limbs. Grab that top foot with the top hand, bending the knee. And for some of us, again, we may bend the left elbow to go into a deeper bind here. Release that top ankle if you grabbed it. Top hand to the sky, bending the front knee, slowly place that top foot down towards the back for triangle. Wiggle, 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 toe heel the feet so that you rest in your ideal triangle. Top arm over the ear if you so choose or not. This time the hips know how to adjust. That back hip knows how to move forward. The front hip, which is the left hip, knows how to move back. The back heel knows exactly what to do to stabilize the leg so that the body can rest a little deeper in its muscular structure of the triangle. Top hand, maybe it half binds. Eventually, everything releases. Windmill the hands to the inside of that front foot. Go ahead and adjust yourself so that you move straight to down dog, or you take your three-legged vinyasa. We're meeting in down dog. You found your place in down dog. You're inhaling, you're exhaling, you're deepening, you're lengthening the legs, you're lengthening the top of the head towards the ground. Neck is restful. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees deep, and on the exhale, everything out the mouth, step to the front of your mat. Fold. Once you inhale again, bend the knees or not, rise to a stand Tadasana. Hands in prayer in front of the heart. Now that we're standing, even weight between the feet, let's go ahead and enter our standing sequence, which will flow into the Warrior 2 practice. Hands on hips, lift the right knee, grab that knee, make sure the leg is parallel to the mat. That right foot can do what it do. You can flex the ankle or not. Set the right ankle on top of the left thigh, hands on hips again. We're going to come into a modified chair here. One-legged chair. Find your fierceness. With the ankle on top of the thigh, foot facing the left wall, make a fist with the left hand, open the right palm, press them into each other, and set the hips down towards the mat as if you're entering chair. Release everything, extended Tadasana, and enter chair pose. Lower the hips down, feet hip width apart, maybe not. Hands on hips, maybe hands in prayer, maybe hands on tops of the thighs, maybe hands going up to the sky as I'm doing. On the next inhale, stand. Hands on hips, maybe not. Lift that left knee, grabbing it, interlacing the fingers, find your balance. Now, please don't play yourself here. If you truly feel wobbly and you need to set that foot down to find your balance, if you got to pause the video, please do so. Again, don't play yourself. Make sure you find your balance and do whatever you need to do. Don't take risks. Set the left foot on top of the right thigh. Make a fist with the right hand. Open palm with the left. Set yourself down in chair pose. Make sure that knee does not go over the ankle too much. And then release. Come into regular chair. Hips down. Knees just over the ankles, the toes. Come to a stand. Raise the right knee. Hands do what they do as before. Find your balance. Right ankle on top of the left thigh. Enter that fierce chair. Make a fist with the left. Open palm with the right. And chair pose as you lower the hips down. Core is set tight. Hands reach up to the sky. Stand, lift the left knee this time, and the left ankle is placed on the right thigh. Set your hands and lower down in your chair pose. These one-legged chairs definitely do test the courage of your balance. Normal chair, set both feet down, lift up, hands up to the sky, lift the right knee again. This time, we're going to come into hand to foot, revolved standing pose. Grab onto the outside of that right foot with the left hand or the big toe. Now, if you can't do this, go ahead and interlace your fingers underneath that right thigh and straighten the leg. Hold it as best as you can. You can lower the leg at any moment. Now, for those whose hands are on the outside or the big toe, go ahead and extend that right arm behind you. The gaze stops somewhere. You're holding. You release slowly into your fierce chair, which is ankle on top of the thigh. Make a fist with the left hand. Push it into the open right palm, lower into the chair. And then from there, step that foot all the way into Warrior 2. So go ahead and make a wide step to the back with the right foot, Warrior 2. Align your body as we've been practicing for this whole flow. Align it as you know to do. Treat this like a quiz. How do you align your body in Warrior 2? Left hand down to the inside, right hand up and over, set the back foot where it needs to be set for your triangle. Keep the legs, release triangle, inhale up through Warrior 2 to reverse warrior. Back hand down the back leg, top arm over top ear, side bend, somewhat back bend. Inhale right back into triangle, straighten the front leg, make sure the left toes stay forward. Exhale, move into Warrior 2 through to reverse warrior. Let's continue that. Down, triangle, inhale. And now if you're not going with the inhales and exhales, go with your rhythm, but trying to stay in rhythm. Reverse warrior. Moving between reverse warrior, slowly through Warrior 2 into triangle. Take your flow, take your time. Be slow and deliberate here. Then fingertips behind the ears. Inhale, right elbow towards the back knee, reverse warrior. Exhale, left elbow towards the left knee. Inhale, right elbow back, kind of side bend, back bend. Exhale, left elbow towards the left knee. So we're doing some side, I guess you could call them side bends. In warrior two stance. Inhale back, exhale forward. Keep the legs. Try not to shake too much, but if there is a lot of shaking, but no pain, that means that your muscles are building. So keep it moving. And the next time left elbow comes to left knee, go ahead and set the hands down to frame the front foot and set that front knee down so that the knee to foot area comes across the chest. Legs come to the ground. You can bend that back knee towards the right hip if this is easier for you, coming to a king pigeon version. A block can be set on its low level underneath that left hip, the left glute. You may have to lean forward, some of us, depending on the shape of our bodies at the moment. It depends. Try to get that thigh, that left glute area, to descend towards the mat as best as it can with props. For some of us without, you do what you need to do and just set yourself upright. What's most important is that the heart is shooting forward and the back leg is resting. Use this space to find your breath again, to set yourself to a very creative rhythm for your unique being. Everyone's breathing is different, so do what you do. Lift up into three-legged dog if you like. You don't have to. Lift that left leg high. You'll exhale that left knee forward and then set the foot down, step up into half moon. Right heel lifts high. All limbs extend. Left hand is on the block or not. Right knee bends. Grab that ankle. Some of us may be able to bend that left elbow to bring the head a little closer. The top knee rises a little more. Hips stack, shoulders stack as well. All right, looking great. Release. You'll step right foot to meet the left foot right into chair. Hands raise up or do whatever else you'd like to do. Hips descend. Sit in that imaginary chair. Inhale, stand. Left ankle on right thigh. Fierce pose, your fierce chair. Set the foot down. Deepen your chair pose. Inhale, stand, right ankle on left thigh, your fierce chair. Exhale as you lower. And then set the right foot down into regular chair. Inhale, come to a stand, left ankle on right thigh, fierce. And when I say fierce, what I really mean is make a fist with the right hand, open left palm. Set the foot down, inhale, come to a stand. Right ankle on left thigh. Set the hips down in their imaginary seat. Left fist, right open palm, push into each other as we've been doing. Release, right foot down, chair pose. Inhale, come to a stand. Lift the left ankle, put it on top of the right thigh. Lowering in your chair, lowering. And then we're going to come to a stand this time on the next inhale. Coming into our revolved hand to foot pose with the left leg. So left knee is lifted right now. Grab onto the outside of the left foot with the right hand at the big toe, or grab underneath the thigh, interlacing the fingers. Now, if you've extended the left foot forward, right arm, maybe it goes back. The gaze looks forward. The gaze does not shift, or it begins to move slowly somewhere towards the left. The balance is very, very strong. Tell yourself that. Tell yourself that. Your balance is powerful. It is steady. Nothing is moving you, no matter what happens. And then step that left foot back, using whatever you need to use, into Warrior 2. We're going straight to Warrior 2, beginning our triangle to reverse warrior sequence. From here, you will inhale, right arm down to the inside, making your triangle. Top arm overhead. Gaze is somewhere down, sideways, maybe up towards the armpit. Move back through Warrior 2 on the next exhale. Reverse warrior or inhale. You may have a different breathing pattern, a different sequence. You take what works for you at this moment. Down to triangle. Come on up. Slowly move through warrior two to reverse. Top arm over, palm facing up. Keep a deep bend in that reverse in the front knee. Moving between triangle and to warrior two, reverse, taking your flow as we did on the other side. Make sure that back heel is firm. Whether from reverse warrior two, or triangle, go ahead and lift up into warrior two stance. Bring the fingertips behind the ears. Inhale, left elbow towards the back knee. Exhale, right elbow to the right knee or somewhere, maybe the outside, the inside. Inhale, left elbow to left knee. Doing some side bends here, tighten the core. Exhale, right elbow to the right knee. Set the feet, make sure everything is stable feet-wise. Inhale, back, reach back, look up. Exhale, reach forward and down, look sideways, maybe down. Inhale, reach back with the left elbow, core is set. Exhale, reach down and forward. Belly button to the spine with each inhale and exhale. Eventually, you'll seize your side bends by releasing into reverse warrior. One last time, hips descend, and then exhale, hands windmill to the front, set the back heel up, and then go ahead and lower that front leg into your pigeon version with the block underneath the right hip or not. Go ahead and enter what you did on the right side. Go ahead and do it on the left this time so that left leg is long, or knee bent so that it's in line with the left hip. Just make sure the heart is shooting forward. Upper ribs and lower ribs are hugging in. Shoulders are in line somewhat with the hips. Rolling the shoulders back. Breathe and find rest in your mind. This is actually a gentle release for the knee joint, that front knee joint. But anyway, from here, go ahead and lift up. Stamp that right foot into the mat firmly, using your blocks or not. We're going to step up into a warrior three, prep into half moon. Turn the body so much so that you're facing the left wall with the whole front side of the body, even though that right thigh is still facing the front. Toes as well. Lifting that left leg high, pointing in all directions, intentional reaching of each limb, even the bottom two, even though they are foundationing, that's not a word, your body, even the bottom two are extending into earth. Bend that top knee, grab the top ankle, bend a little deeper, fold a little deeper for those who can. Knee lifts a little higher for those who can, whose hips are more open. For those who are working towards that, keep working towards it. Guess what? We're all working towards something. Release the top ankle if you grabbed onto it. Reach high, higher. And then on the next exhale, set both hands down. The foot sets down as well. And then release everything. Knees down, meeting each other, feet meeting each other at the back of the mat. You can go lay down flat on the stomach. You may come into a sitting position. I'm setting up some blocks underneath my hips here. Just setting my heels down. They can be set up if you like. You can stamp the balls of your feet. Just find a position for you, a sitting position or a supine position that works for you, to where you can just find some rest and begin to cool down. Now we're beginning to slow things down, wind everything down, and settle our energies within so we can take a closer look at things. Begin to maneuver yourself into a sitting position, laying on your glutes, shaking it out. Making any adjustments that you need to make. We are going to end our practice pretty soon. Now that your body has learned the tricks of the trade of warrior two alignment. Shaking it out, maybe stamping the feet into the mat, doing some windshield wiping, bringing the hands behind you a few inches, fingers facing forward or backwards. It depends on the building of your shoulders. Do what you do, shaking the legs out any way you'd like. Eventually, we'll come into fire log pose, which is crossing the legs, but shin on top of shin. So we're starting with the right leg on top of the left leg, the right shin on top of the left shin. If you need to place a block underneath the hip, maybe a block underneath the right knee, between the right knee and the left foot, please do so. But in fire log, the right foot is to the left knee, and the left foot is underneath the right knee. Set the spine upright tall, sitting with courage and might up and down the spine. Settling in your seat, chin parallel to the mat, stretch the arms out to the sides, wingspan, palms facing down as we did at the beginning of the practice. Shoulders roll back and down. Look to the right, don't move the arms, just the gaze. Look forward. Look to the left, over the middle finger, and look forward. And then look up towards the sky, maybe the head lolls back. Look down, chin towards the chest. And then look forward. Look to the right. Go with your own breath here, go at your pace. Begin to swivel the head to the left, keep the arms up, parallel. Look up towards the sky. And then inhale, arms shoot up to the sky with the gaze. Exhale, hands come in prayer. Fold over those legs, the fire log legs. The elbows come to the ground. You may inhale, fingers press into the mat, and then on the exhale, begin to extend the spine down. We're going to stay here for some time. Finding your fold, you may sit on a block. You may sit on some padding if this helps you with the hips higher than the knees to fold even deeper. Some of us will be able to bring the forehead to the ground. Some of us may be able to bring the forehead to a block and just find rest. In any pose or any position that you're in your fire log, rest. Begin to walk yourself upright, releasing fire log by simply leaving the bottom leg as it is and the top leg, the right leg, will just come to your side, laying down. That foot, the heel coming somewhere towards the glute. The knee is just resting just behind the left foot. Come into fire log opposite. Now the right leg is under the left shin. So left knee on top of right foot on top of right knee. Find your position for the spine, upright. And the arms will spread out as in wingspan. Go into the tune of your own breath. First, look left. Arms remain parallel the whole sequence. Forward, and then look right. Just the head is moving. Look forward, up towards the sky. And down, chin to the chest. No tightening in the front neck. Look forward. To the left, gaze over the fingers. Looking to the right. Soft gaze over the fingers. Forward. Then looking up. Back of the neck is soft. Shoulders relax. Inhale, both arms up to the sky, follows the gaze. Exhale. Next time, hands come in prayer, folding over your fire log legs. Keeping the legs as they are, putting a block where you need them or not. Walking those fingers forward. Remember, you may lift the spine up first. Take a deep inhale. And then on the exhale, extend the spine forward and down until you come into a very comfortable position that not only engages the thighs to help the spine stretch forward, but also gives the spine some rest. A few more breaths. You'll begin to lift yourself up and out of fire log, leaning back on your hands, setting the feet down, knees bent, doing some windshield wiping. You may go slow or at a moderate pace or extremely slow. You'll eventually find your knees facing the right wall. You're laying on the right side as if you just woke up, and then spread the arms wide, bringing the right shoulder and the left shoulder to the mat. And you're looking up, but the knees stay facing the right wall. A recline, gentle spinal twist here. Staying on this side for as long as you like. We're going to be switching. Go ahead if you'd like. Go ahead and switch over to the left side. For those who still on the right, stay there for as long as you like. Matter of fact, I'm just going to let you know what we're going to do. Just right recline spinal twist, then the left side recline spinal twist, and then doing whatever else you'd like to do. We're going to enter Shavasana from there. So, you, practitioner, make your move. Wherever you are, squeezing the knees in towards the chest, lifting the hips a little bit, the shoulders a little bit, nose to the knees, and then on the next exhale, release everything. Shavasana. Blocks underneath knees or not. Maybe using some padding, some extra comfort, some extra cushion, props where you need them. And find solace within and without. Just be. Try to give a break to the breath. You don't have to deepen it with your pranayama, the oceanic breathing, one kind of pranayama. Just find rest. You'll find yourself wiggling to a waking state, awakening the body slowly, removing any props, sliding the body to one side, lifting up into a sitting position, taking your time, finding your way to a seat, hands in prayer in a chosen mudra, both hands to the heart, maybe to the third eye, maybe to the crown. I choose to be grateful for what I have received in this practice, for what I have shown myself, for what I have seen within myself, for how I have built myself within and without. Use that for yourself, say that to yourself, and add on wherever you'd like, in mind, body, and spirit. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe.